Hello everybody, Claudia Boleyn here, and today I'm talking double standards. So, my brother went on holiday recently, and since he's got back, he's put up a load of his holiday snaps online. He's got pictures of him at the zoo, at various restaurants, with his friends, on his bike, and he also went to a water park, so there are pictures of him just in his swimming trunks, swimming around and having a great time. Everybody in the family has seen these pictures he's posted online, and as it should be, no one's batted an eyelid. He's just a teenager having fun on holiday, and it looked like he had a really great time. However, now we come to the double standard element. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, I posted a photo set on my music blog, which was me in my bra. Just to make this absolutely crystal clear, these pictures are not provocative in any way whatsoever. I'm not, pushing out the boobs. I have no boobs to push out, I'm completely flat-chested. I'm not sort of pouting or anything like that, like the glamour models do, and even if I was, then what should it matter? I'm particularly into Pre-Raphaelite art. I was an art student, and at heart I am still an art student, and therefore I am very into the curve of necks, and I'm into collarbones, I'm into the colour of skin, and I'm into long flowing hair, and I base a lot of my look and my style off Pre-Raphaelite paintings. So that's why I took these pictures. That was the theme of the photo shoot. Nothing provocative there whatsoever, really arty, and I really enjoyed it. And yet, people are informing on me to my parents. Yes, they're informing on me, a 20-year-old woman, and they're telling my parents they need to get a handle on me because I might be being inappropriate online. I'm going to emphasise this again. In the photos, which you can see if you'd like to have some proof, I am literally standing, staring at the camera, looking a little bit moody, a little bit Frida Kahlo, just sort of looking at the camera. In some pictures I'm doing sort of, witchy hand gestures. I'm very into John William Waterhouse. I know he's not technically a Pre-Raphaelite, but he was very much inspired by them. He's called the modern Pre-Raphaelite. Look up his stuff if you don't know what he does, because, the best artist in the world ever. The most irritating part of this whole thing is that I am a strong believer that a nipple is a nipple, and if my brother can have his nipples out at the pool, then I should be able to have my nipples out in a photo shoot if I want to. But I did think ahead, and I thought, look, the internet can be quite toxic for women, and I did think to myself, it would look really, really lovely in Waterhouse, very Hylas and the Nymphs, if I were to be topless, but I thought, no, a lot of people out there cannot handle the female nipple, so I covered them up, and I wore a bra that was just a plain, pretty, blue sort of bra. It couldn't have been any prettier and less provocative if I had tried. But people are acting like it's the end of the world, like people have seen my collarbones online. They've seen a shoulder and a collarbone and the curve of my neck, and they've seen my breasts covered up by some very pretty blue fabric, and it's the end of the world. So I was thinking to myself, why is this? Why is it that my brother can post holiday pictures of him having fun at the pool where he's literally almost completely nude and no one bats an eyelid, and yet I cover myself up, modestly, and do an arty photo shoot and the whole world explodes around me? The answer I came up with is really kind of depressing. The truth is that this society is so obsessed with sexualising and objectifying female bodies that people can no longer look at a female body without associating it with those sexual undertones. So when people were seeing pictures of me in my bra, they weren't seeing me as a person. They weren't seeing me as a person in the way they saw my brother as a person, the way they were seeing him as a teenager having fun at the pool. They were seeing a sex object, and it made them very uncomfortable. And that also makes me very uncomfortable because I'm not a sex object. I'm not trying to be a sex object. I'm a person too. As I've said before, I'm a strong believer that everyone online should be able to be as free as they want. I believe in body positivity, and I also believe that if women online do want to get naked for whatever reason, then that is completely their right, and it's not up to anybody else to shame them for that. It does scare me that we've got to a point in which you see a woman's skin and suddenly she ceases to be a person and she becomes an object. It makes me think of uniform guidelines at school. One of my very best friends, who's absolutely wonderful, came to school one day at sixth form. It was a boiling hot day, and she was wearing a strappy top, and she wasn't wearing a cardigan. Now, it wasn't a low strappy top, it wasn't showing anything off, it was just some straps. But she was sent home in tears because apparently her straps on her shoulders would have been too distracting for the boys. Now, I don't know about you, but I think if there are boys and men out there that cannot handle seeing a piece of fabric over a woman's shoulder and it makes them lose control, they can't concentrate anymore, all they see is the shoulder, the material on the shoulder, they can't focus anymore, then I think that the blame and the focus should not be on the poor woman whose shoulder is being sexualized, because that's what it is, isn't it? It's sexualization of a perfectly normal human body. I think the person who should be sent home was not, in fact, my lovely friend who showed a little bit of her shoulder, but probably the boys that apparently couldn't function because they could see said shoulder. Should boys like that really be allowed in an educational environment? I'm just pretty fed up of the double standards. I'm fed up of the way that women are expected to take responsibility for men's reaction to seeing their bodies. You see it a lot in rape cases where they'll use the excuse that the woman was dressed provocatively and therefore the man could not help it. That sort of way of thinking I find is particularly anti-men anyway. It's sort of implying that a man cannot help but rape a woman if he sees her skin, which I absolutely don't believe whatsoever, because I know plenty of men in life who could see a nude woman and wouldn't go up and rape her. This video probably isn't going to do anything to stop the double standards, but I'm glad I vented and got it out because it's been bothering me a lot recently. Thank you for watching. Tune in whenever I next post a video to hear me talking about unfair stuff in society and being an angry feminist. I love you all dearly. Claudia Boleyn, signing out.